Yo, this is Real Talk E. Welcome to the locker room where we talk nothing but basketball. If you want to be part of the locker room, you obviously have to be part of the team. In order for you to be part of the team, you have to subscribe and share the video to not only be part of the team and the locker room, but also be a part of our daily basketball conversations so that you don't miss nights of basketball like this. Now, yesterday in the league, there were like 6 games going on, and to keep it all the way 100 with y'all, I was really only interested in like one game. Um, the Thunder Clippers game, it was great. But I was really interested in the Celtics Kings because I wanted to see how the Kings are going to hold up against the Celtics. Because I've been saying that the Kings offense is great, but can they score the same way when they're going up against a defensive team like the Celtics? And yesterday, mind you, there's only one game. It's not a whole series or a back-to-back or with these two. Actually, I honestly don't even know if they're going to play each other again this season. But it was disappointing, to say the least. I mean, the first quarter starts, and it's like some of the best offense I've seen so far to begin a game. Like, just to start off a game, it was like 6, 8 possessions in a row where both teams were hitting all of their shots. Both teams hit threes. They both got long twos. They were both scoring. Nobody missed until Jaylen Brown missed a shot, and then they started missing from there on both teams. Then it started to look like a regular game. Now we get to the second quarter, and what the hell was that? It was back and forth, obviously, okay? It was a lot of scoring going on, but the Celtics end up taking a lead late in the second quarter. And to be honest with you, it did not feel like the Celtics scored much in the second quarter. It felt like it was all Kings, but somehow they were the ones with the lead. How did that happen? I don't know. And if I had to guess, it's defense. But genuinely, if you watch the game, it felt like an all Kings quarter. Like maybe just like when the Kings score, it's like louder, like you feel the buckets more because of the way they score. Where the Celtics, pretty much, we're used to them and the way that they score. I don't know, but yesterday in the second quarter, it felt like the Kings' buckets were just louder. Like it felt like they had more impact in the second quarter, even though the Celtics ended up with the lead. We get to the third quarter, and this is where everything went south for the Kings. The Celtics came in, and whatever lead they had, they turned it into 7, then turned it into 10, then turned it into like 15. They locked in defensively. The Kings had no type of, comeback. They had no type of response. They were lost. They've never had defense, up against them like this. They've never been locked up like this. They did not know what to do. They were lost. I mean, Davion Mitchell started off the first half. I believe he had 13 points in the first half. He hit a couple of threes. He was hot. Second half came, everybody went cold. Everybody. Even De'Aaron Fox, last game against the Jazz, he was hitting threes like crazy. This game, in the beginning, he was hitting threes like crazy. We get to the second half, it's not the same vibes no more. I mean, he still hit a couple shots, but it's not the same no more. That Celtics defense is 100% real. 100% real. You're not going to come here and put a 140 to 141 on the Celtics. It's just not happening. It's not. It doesn't matter what team you are. 130, 135. No, not against the Celtics, buddy. They went through their little slump, the last week or two, but now they're back and they're hitting up at the right time in the last 10 games of the season, right before the playoffs. And, this is when the Celtics need to find the identity back and get it back because now is, necessary for them. Robert Williams is back. He's going to play with the Celtics, obviously. His defense is going to be needed. I feel like it's been missed. The Celtics starters last night really went crazy. They did their thing. And before I get into everybody's individual game, in the fourth quarter, the Celtics basically just put the Kings to bed. They put the nail in the coffin. They put the blanket over their kids. They sang them a lullaby. They put them to sleep. It was over. The game ended like 132 to like, I don't even think the Kings even got 110. That's how bad the Celtics beat them. It was just like embarrassing. Like, they just wrapped them up in blankets and just put them to sleep. Like, defense just put them in jail. Like, Kings did not have any type of response. They were passing it out, hoping to get a three. Could not get threes. Once they got a three, they could not get momentum. Sabonis got to the basket. Didn't matter. Could not get momentum. Keegan Murray had a steal. Didn't matter. They could not get momentum. He couldn't even finish it. Now let's get into everybody's individual game. Jayson Tatum had 19 points in the first half. Ends the game with 36. He came out in the first quarter hot. Like, this is a Jayson Tatum that led the Celtics team in the beginning of the season, all the way up until All-Star break, which is, I don't know why people say the midpoint of the season. It's not. Everybody always says the second half of the season after the All-Star break. It's not. It's like 24 games. And I want to say for the last, like 13 games, 14 games, so like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, the Celtics have been disgusting. In my opinion, I mean, I like when the Celtics are playing like how they did last night. I don't like when they're playing how they played against the Knicks and the Cavs. That was embarrassing to me. And now they're starting to pick it up. And this is the Jayson Tatum gameplay that we saw before and that the Celtics will need. Because you know why? If you look at the starters last night, you just look at stats, and you look at how many points everybody scored. Marcus Smart had 17. Derek White had like 20 points. He had like almost a triple-double. I believe he had 7 rebounds, 11 assists. Almost a triple-double. Jaylen Brown had like 27 points. Because everybody's going to be so focused on Jayson Tatum. But if Jayson Tatum could find a way to put up, 10 points in the first quarter, now they're really going to focus on him. And now Jaylen Brown can do his thing. So now they're going to have to focus on Jaylen Brown as well. Now he'll do double team. And now Derek White, Marcus Smart, everybody could do their part. And let's say Marcus Smart's having an off game because, that's regular for him. 17 points is not regular for Marcus Smart. He might be averaging something close to that, but it's still not regular. You have Malcolm Brogdon come off the bench, and he could pretty much get his own bucket at any given moment. Derek White could do that every now and then. Like, you are fine. But you need Jayson Tatum to put up at least 8 to 10 points in the first quarter. He needs to come out aggressive, get to the free throw line. I think in the first possession, Jayson Tatum got to the free throw line. And then he got Kessler Anderson to foul out in the first quarter. He picked up 2 fouls, and then he had to sit out, in the first quarter. And, obviously, Kings' defense is just terrible, and I've been saying this. Defensively, the Kings cannot hold teams like the Celtics. They cannot hold teams like the Bucks. They cannot hold teams like the Nuggets, in my opinion. They cannot hold teams with a dominant scorer or a, very well-gifted, dynamic scorer. Like, they cannot do that. If they're going up against Giannis, Chris Middleton, GG's, and Jrue Holiday, is over. If they're going up against Jayson Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and the rest of the Celtics, is over. If they're going up against Jokic, Jamal Murray, Michael Porter Jr., and Aaron Gordon, is over. If they're going up against Ja Morant, oh my God, it's a field day. I would want to watch the Grizzlies versus Kings second round. That would be amazing. Ja versus De'Aaron Fox, oh my God, that would be amazing to watch. But I feel like the Grizzlies just have way better defense, and that's going to help them overall. De'Aaron Fox came out first quarter hot. He only ends the game with like 18 points. The Celtics locked that up. And, from the Kings all around, they all have bad games. You look at Malik Monk off the bench, only had like 6 points. He's usually getting double-digit points. Not too long ago, he put up 45 off the bench. A lot of Kings players had a bad game last night. And, you know, if it was just De'Aaron Fox, you could be like, oh, okay, he had a bad night. But when it's more than just one player, more than just your star player, that's not just a bad night. That is defense from the other team that locked you up. And I've been saying this. Kings need defense. Mavericks need defense. Warriors need better on the road. And ironic and surprisingly, the Warriors are facing the Mavericks today, and the Warriors will be on the road. So I'm excited to see how that goes. Now, I'm not going to speak too much about the Clippers and Thunder game because I'm going to keep it all the way 100 with y'all. Even though that the standards are so close, I just don't like watching the Thunder. I feel like it's just boring to watch. Like, even when they go up against the Suns, I'm not watching them. Like, I feel like it's just a boring team. Just Shea and then, like, just everybody else. But what I'm trying to say is I'm happy the Thunder won. It pushed the Clippers back one game. You know, but I am mad, and I hope the best for Paul George. But I am mad that he got injured. I wish it did not end like that. I mean, the game looked super interesting. It was 93-93 in the fourth quarter. The game ends 101-100. But if Paul George is injured, and if this is a serious injury, and if this puts him out for a couple of weeks, that would suck. Because the Clippers just started balling. They just started getting it together. They just started, you know, to mesh together with everybody, you know, on the court, everybody playing together. So if he's honestly down and he's going to be down for a while, that sucks. Especially because I really, really want to see Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and the Suns against Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, and the Clippers. That would be so entertaining to watch, bro. I don't want, like, the main guys to be injured. Now, obviously, I don't want nobody to get injured, but for the main guys to be injured, I feel like it just takes away from the game so much, the excitement from the game, and it just ruins so much expectations for the fans. Obviously, there's not things that we could control. I just hope the best for him. Hopefully, you know, there's a speedy recovery. There's nothing serious. I hope he's fine. I hope, you know, it's not that deep. I also hope KD comes back soon. I hope Luka comes back soon. I'm really excited for the West playoffs, bro. Like, I really want to see the first round, the second round, the conference finals. Like, that is going to be so interesting. I am super excited for the West. I like how the West is looking right now. Everybody's competing. Even the Lakers, the Pelicans, they're literally the 12th seed, and they're only 13 games out of first, right? Which obviously they cannot get. But they are like 4 games out of the 4th seed. Like, between 4 and 12 is 4 games. So it's like anybody game right now. Anybody could get it. Anybody could get to the play-in. Anybody could get into the playoffs. Nobody from 4 to 12 has secured a spot yet. But anyways, yeah, like I always say, if the Kings are putting up 30 points a quarter, but they're giving up 31, they're not going to make it. If they're giving up 40-point third quarters like they did last night against the Celtics, they're not going to make it. If the Clippers are not healthy, they're not going to go far. If, you know, the Mavericks don't have defense, it's going to be the same thing that they've been saying year after year after year. If the Warriors don't figure it out on the road in the playoffs, it's over for them this season. The Suns, I don't even believe in the Suns, to be honest with you. Bench is too weak. So, yeah. But anyways, enough of me rambling and chatting, because now I'm really chatting. It's time for y'all to let me know what y'all think down below. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. This is Real Talk with Ian. It's time to leave the locker room. I'm going to catch y'all at safety.
Irving puts it up. It's good. Kyrie Irving from downtown. The officials have to review it. And the Lakers win the game. Banks it in. He banks in the 3 to win it. Good. That's why he's NBA All-Defensive Team. Adebayo, sky high with the block and rejection. This is for the win. Got it. Wow. At 7, working against Butler, got down.